Hi, I'm Abshar with Oakton on Air, and I'm here to talk about mental health. We went around asking our Oakton community questions about our resources and thoughts they had about how mental health is handled at Oakton. I'm here with our principal, Mrs. Lane, to talk about mental health at Oakton. So, Mrs. Lane, as our principal, what are some things that you do to connect with students to understand our mental health and where we are?
Thank you. So I think it's really important as principal to connect with students in as many ways as I can, and that's both directly and indirectly. So it's a lot of conversations, a lot of keeping my ear to the ground and kind of overhearing a lot of the conversations that are happening, but then also having very targeted conversations, visiting with different groups, classrooms, talking with our clinicians, our counselors, our administrators, our parents, and really trying to get an overall sense of where our school community is, because yes, there's a lot of common themes across all high schools, but I really want to make sure that I'm getting a full understanding of what the general sense is for Oakton students so that we can best support Oakton students in their mental health.
And what are some things that are being improved upon at Oakton for the mental health outreach here? And what are some things that you personally think could be improved upon?
So I think it's making sure that we're having the conversations and really breaking that stigma around kind of keeping it something that's known but not spoken about. As a principal, I think it is really important that I'm also advocating outside of the school, in the county and in the division, for different resources. In terms of what can be improved upon, I think we're constantly in the education field advocating for more resources in the community, because when people go to try to get help, they run into some obstacles sometimes with just availability outside. So we're really trying to work as a division to make sure that those resources are accessible. I know that there is conversations around setting students up with telehealth mental health visits outside of school hours if they can't get there. And so those are the sorts of conversations we're having to make sure that students have access to those resources, and how we as a school division can help support that.
Awesome. Thank you, Principal Lane. Ready? Hi, I'm Abshar with Oakton on Air, and I'm here interviewing.
Mr. Olivo, Assistant Principal here at Oakton.
And I'm going to be asking him some questions related to mental health of the students. So, Mr. Olivo, what is admin doing to support the mental health of the students at Oakton High School?
Abishar, that's a major focus of our admin team this year. We were looking at many different opportunities to support students, families, and staff in helping students deal with mental health challenges. One of the ways we are providing staff opportunities to learn how to help students who might be dealing with mental issues and challenges, students who are just having a bad day to students who are going through some serious issues. Today after school, we're going to have some professional development for our teachers regarding this. Some teachers came in over the summer to do mental health first aid. We really worked through our counselors to figure out how we're going to help students and really giving students a chance to talk to. I also work with some student groups, as all the admin do. For example, working with our leadership students and how they can help our journalism students, our broadcast journalism students, how they can help get the message out that really we're here to talk to. Today during advisory, students had a lesson that provides some of the mental health supports in the school, and we're all wearing shirts today reminding we're the people to talk to, because we're all of us, the admin, we were all teachers once, and even before that we were students, and we know how hard it's to go through. Even though it was a long time ago for many of us, we know the challenges facing high school students, and we're really here to listen. So here's the message from Mrs. Lane to all the assistant principals, to the counselors: find someone to talk to. The best thing you can do, I know even if it's tough, everyone's here to listen, no judgment. Everyone's here trying to support students. That's why we chose these jobs, and we're here to help.
Thank you so much for your support. Hi, we're back with Oakton on Air, and we're here with
Coach Cap.
And we're going to ask him a few questions regarding mental health and how his class helps students with their mental health. So for our first question, Coach Cap, what is your main concern regarding students' mental health as a sports psych teacher?
Maybe that students aren't comfortable enough talking about it yet. We're getting there. We're definitely way closer than we ever have been. But I think continuing to open that door and make those uncomfortable conversations more accepted and more normal, I think is a huge step for us to helping with mental health.
More.
And going off of our last question, what are some things that the Oakton community can improve on when it comes to helping students with their mental health?
I think we got to do what's called prehab, right? It's like rehab is when something happens, we respond to it to work back, right? To get back to whatever we were. So we've had a lot of tragedy at Oakton since I've been here for 10 years. We do a great job reacting and responding. We got to do more before. Like, we got to identify more. As teachers, we got to listen more. Administrators, we got to listen more. We got to be more aware of things so we can maybe try to step in before they happen, as opposed to, hey, they've happened, now let's talk about something. Bringing in grief counselors after something traumatic has happened is a great thing. Why not bring them in before and just have an open door? Hey, you feeling something? Come talk to these people. Let's bring therapists in. I know we have school psychologists, school counselors, and they do a great job. We as a school need to promote that and make sure that they're being utilized for all the mental health issues that a lot of us struggle with.
Right. Exactly. Thank you. Hi, I'm Abshar with Oakton on Air, and I'm here interviewing.
Mr. Grouse, I'm one of the counselors here.
And we're going to ask him a few questions related to the mental health of the students. So, Mr. Grouse, how are you supporting the students at Oakton High School with their mental health as a counselor?
So, number one, my door is always open, and anybody can come in that has a concern. But we do go and make, as part of each lesson, a reminder that we're available. We have a team of people who are looking for things like the little strips that you got in advisory, and other brain breaks and things like that. And I guess we also do like the SOS depression screenings and things like that. So those are the formal things we do. And then just hopefully students get to know us and know that they can come in and talk when they need to.
Thank you so much for supporting us. And cut. Hi, I'm Abshar with Oakton on Air, and I'm here with.
Hi, I'm Dr. Babaterik, the school psychologist.
And Dr. Babaterik, what does a school psychologist do on their on a day-to-day basis, and how can they help students?
So what I really like about Oakton so far, I'm new to Oakton, is that I am here to support students if they're having any like emotional difficulties or trouble paying attention, things like that. I work really closely with all of your school counselors, and I might be brought in like if a student's experiencing more of like a serious crisis, as like a second person that they can reach out to and be a source of support to them. And then I also test students sometimes if they need extra help in school, for like special education services. That's a big part of my job as well.
And what advice would you give to a student who is struggling with their mental health but feels uncomfortable reaching out?
I would say it's really important to reach out to someone, whether that be an adult that you trust in the building or a clinician. Everything that you tell us is confidential except for some exceptions that do relate to safety. So we'd have that conversation, and we can often help students try to figure out like if we are recommending that they see someone outside of school, like how you might talk to your parents about that, or even if you just need some ways that you might cope throughout the school day, we can help you come up with those as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your support.